What is up, YouTube world? Wanted to do a little vlog today on snow and driving in snow. It's like some people forget how to drive, especially if you live in a state where you normally do get snow in the winter. Now, obviously, if you live in a state that doesn't see very much in the way of snow, I can understand. But if you live in a state that year after year does get some snow throughout the winter, you would think people would be used to it and be able to drive in it. And some are, not all. I mean, mainly the ones I see are a lot of the it's funny because, like, throughout the day I've seen people purposely get their vehicle to slide. Mainly it's younger people, anywhere from probably 35 to 18. That's probably a good estimate. Those are the ones you see playing around in it, and then you'll see some of the people that are driving their SUVs. They think they're bulletproof. SUVs are good for one thing. Or no, let me rephrase that. Four-wheel drive is good for one thing. It's good for traction. It does not help you stop any better. It gets you going. And it's like anything else. You gotta be careful. Go ahead. Hey, woohoo, go ahead. Come on. I'm sitting there waving my hand, and he's just looking like, duh. But, let's see. Lost my train of thought. Okay, yeah. Four-wheel drive will definitely get you going, get you out of a lot of rough spots. But it can also help you get stuck a lot more. Get you stuck better, I guess you can say. At least that's how my dad sees it, and some of the older people I talk to. And I admit, I was one of those ones that had an SUV, thought I was 10 foot tall and bulletproof. Never really got that stuck, though. I mean, to be honest, I wasn't driving like an idiot either. I was going slow and not trying to make the vehicle slide. I think that has a lot to do with it. And like this morning, it snowed most of the morning. It's just now being sunny and kind of melting off. It probably got about, depending on the area, they probably got about, I don't know, 2, 3, maybe 4 inches at the max. And there's a tractor trailer on the way from the warehouse to the store, going the opposite direction, that somehow managed to flip on its side in such a way that it went long ways across both lanes, and blocked blocked the 2 lanes and basically closed that section of the highway. And I've seen a couple other people slide off the road. Like right now, the roads are kind of slushy, but they pretty much got it under control. On the way back to the store from one of the calls, I seen across the road that someone in like a Honda Pilot or something like that somehow managed to run off of the on-ramp onto the bank of the hillside. And I'm looking at them, trying to figure out, like, okay, they pretty much got the main heavily traveled roads cleared. How did this person manage to lose control on somewhat clear pavement? I mean, it's slushy, yes, but she shouldn't have been going that fast to begin with, to where she would have lost control in slush. I mean, are people really that hopeless at times? I mean, I grew up driving. I call it a hill. Some friends, or a buddy of mine that lives in Wisconsin, calls it a mountain. But I grew up driving 2 miles of hill that was pretty windy. When it was snow, that's how I learned to drive in snow. And at least the first 3 of my vehicles were all rear-wheel drive cars. And and when I got my first SUV, we didn't get a whole lot of snow that year. And then after that, I've had mainly front-wheel drive cars. And as long as you got decent tires, you'll go about anywhere you want. Obviously, you can still get them stuck, but you can get about anywhere you want to go. It's still the beaten path. I mean, I'm not going to try and go down a trail with it, but. And that brings me to the question of when I still had the Trooper. That was mainly meant to be just a winter beater. And it became my primary vehicle. And it gave me a lot of good service, but I wonder if, because of its main intent, was why I didn't seem to really worry too much when I took it out. I remember the first year that I worked where I am now, or was it the first, or it had to be the first year. We had down where I live, we didn't get a whole lot of snow that morning, but as I got farther east, it was just, the snow was heavier. And they end up, some places got like 7, 8, 9 inches a foot of snow. And I still went to work. And I remember the last snow we had about a year or so ago, I went out. This is with the car. I seen a couple vehicles that were slid off the road. And as I tried to go up 470 Hill, my car just started doing this, and I just said nope, not doing it, and called off. On the way to work this morning, my car did the same thing. It just sat there and wants to weave, which I find that really weird. I'm pretty sure I got it narrowed down to just because the suspension is messed up in number 5, I think that has a lot to do with why it's handling the way it does when the road surface is less than adequate, I guess you can say. Wow, man, they have not touched this at all. I'm glad I got good snow tires on this truck. But I don't know. I mean, it's kind of weird. I was just wondering if anyone happens to watch this video shares the same thoughts. Does the primary purpose when you purchase the vehicle does it have anything to do with the way you tend to drive it in the weather, or am I just looking too deep and think it's more psychological than it actually is? I know a lot of people, they drive what they got, and that's exactly what I'm doing, because I don't have a second vehicle anymore, and it's going to be a little while before I have the money for a second vehicle. But I just thought I'd pose this question. I'm always looking for feedback, critiques, anything like that, talking point or topics to talk about. Leave a comment if you would, please. If you want to rate it, go for it. Not really worried about it. If you like what you see, if you enjoy the videos, subscribe. If not too worried about it. I'd appreciate it though. Thank you. We're going to end it here.